What is up, all you peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel for some of the biggest Call of Duty news we have seen all year long, and something that probably will not surprise many of you at home. We're talking about the shutting down and the cease and desisting of several Call of Duty projects by Activision, all in the last couple of days. We first talked about this a few days ago with SM2, a COD project out there, which unfortunately was met with a cease and desist and posted all over Twitter about, as those beautiful new Call of Duties that are coming out year over year that you just enjoy so much. Have you ever wanted to go back to an old one that you actually want to play? Well, it's becoming maybe a bit dangerous to do so. SM2 was kind of a mix-up of all of those old previous Call of Duties that you truly actually enjoyed to play, with all the assets, the maps, the weapons. It was going to be a blend of all of those, and yeah, something that caught a lot of wind and a lot of traction over the past couple of years, until after a couple of years of putting all this work in, Activision says, hey, allegedly, they say, hey, this project is going to be no more. A lot of people were angry about this. I would say a lot of people were not surprised by this, because anything that's going to eventually impact the bottom line of Activision, we've seen this before. We've talked about it before with Fortnite creative map makers who are actually using Call of Duty inspiration. Even Activision was going over there. Now, albeit those Fortnite creative map makers are actually making money off some of this, most of these Call of Duty projects are just kind of purely passion. But ultimately, Activision says, heck no, that's not going to happen. And then just days later, one of the other biggest ones, X Labs, has now also come out and said, hey, we're also being cease and desisted, leading many people to think Activision is going on a tear as they await their new Call of Duty release and going after all of these projects one by one. X Labs saying, today we've received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the X Labs project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations permanently. Thank you for all the support over the years. And a bunch of responses over there. I would say most of the responses saying, hey, Activision, El Company, what the heck are you doing? Some people asking, does anyone know why Activision seems to be bringing down the hammer on everyone now? Also, not to shill or self-promote on the thread here, but I definitely recommend checking out X Defiant. Some people giving their thoughts on infringement or copyright laws, and it being no surprise that Activision eventually actually had to step in here. And with this coming to SM2 days ago, and now XLab days later, a lot of people thinking, okay, is Plutonium gonna be next? One of the last remaining Call of Duty products out there to allow you to play these old titles. And there's more to discuss than just Activision's bottom line and why they're going after all these projects now. Even Hitch saying, a group of passionate people made old school Call of Duty games playable again by creating a PC client for the games. Games we all purchased at one time in our lives that have since died and been forgotten about by Activision, most riddled with hackers on ancient consoles. This week, Activision issued cease and desist letters on a few of those groups trying to keep their games alive. I can't understand this decision. The final nail in the coffin for many of those legendary games was issued by the developer themselves. What a sad, sad day. And Plutonium actually responding to this, highlighting the key issues now that are going to remain with these old COD titles if you want to try and play them. Great tweet, Hitch, but it misses out that there are worse things than cheaters. The Steam version of some of the games will actually get you infected with malware on private and public matches. That's partly why we are here, to protect people wanting to play their favorite games. And dude, I was on the plane with Hunter when we saw this, and we were like, wait. You can play Steam games and actually get malware or infected or viruses? I had no idea about that. I honestly, I'm a casual. And I thought when you downloaded a Steam game, yo, you are probably safe and sound. So if someone can explain that one to me, feel free to, our DMs are open. I did not realize that games could make it onto Steam and then somehow have malware or these crazy things. Didn't even cross my mind. As you now want to go back and play some of your favorite old-time Call of Duties, the favorite one of all time for me is MW2. It's not even close. It's probably the time of life I was in with the boys, 7th, 8th grade, coming home, playing Mike Myers. You will never beat that game and this nostalgia ever for Call of Duty for me. But now if you want to go back and play some of them, you put yourself at risk. Even if you previously owned a copy, there's just no legit way to play it, typically outside of these projects. And I think T-Dog made a great point too. It's not like people are permanently going back to BO2, MW2, BO3, whatever the title is, and sitting there for years and years and years. If you're a diehard Call of Duty fan, eventually you're going to buy the new Call of Duty because everyone does. But seemingly Activision does not see it that way. If there is any potential to profit off of these situations, or if there's any potential that it's going to affect them, like, hey, if they think that people are going to go back and play Plutonium, play X-Labs, play SM2, and not purchase the new Call of Duty and all the crap that comes with these games in-game currency-wise or spending-wise, I sadly understand where they're coming from, but I more so understand where the community is coming from with the uproar. Speaking of community members with great uproar, who better to represent the people than Mr. FaZe Jev himself, who already responded on SM2. We'll cover it if he responds to X-Labs, and I'm sure he's going to be, talking about this one. But here's his response.
So scared of a little modded client. And here's another thing, I'm just gonna say it how it is. They're like, well, it is Activision's property. Can I just say it like this? I don't give a fuck. I don't care if it's their property. I don't care. Oh well, they don't use it anymore, they don't support it anymore. And instead of allowing people to enjoy it, they would rather try to shut down every single way that there is to possibly play it because they know that their current games are worse. They literally know. It's so insecure. Companies like Activision, no one should care if they get stolen from, straight up. They make plenty of money, they steal other people's shit all the time, fuck them. I'm not even saying this as a joke either, like straight up fuck them. They wouldn't notice millions of dollars missing, and even then they could chalk up millions of dollars missing to their own investments. You guys are more wasteful than us. We're using your shit, your assets better than you. We are better at your jobs than you. It's a fucking joke. Pussy.
I think there's a video coming soon on this channel of, it feels like there might be a movement. There might be a time, if any, to boycott the purchase of the next Call of Duty. If you go through all these responses, it seems like people are finally maybe turning that curve. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I'll be blunt. But am I somewhat hoping that it gets a bit more traction? Yeah, why not? Push Activision to make some heavy choices or hard decisions for once. But we'll see. We'll see where all of this ends up because I don't know where it's going to go. This is the first time in a long time. We see sprinkles here and there that I truly see an anger of people saying, hey, F that, man. These are community passion-based projects, and now we can't even do this. We'll see what happens next. What do you guys think about this? Activision going after project after project. Is Plutonium next, or who is next? We'll wait and see. Till next time, okay? Drink up coffee, water. I'll catch you back here next time. Take care.